Would you like to know how well you're doing relative to your competitors on a financial basis? You put a lot of time and effort into working hard on your business, long hours, spending a lot of time focused on what you can do to increase sales, what you can do to cut costs. Wouldn't it be nice to know how well those efforts, your time, is paying off in terms of profitability relative to your competitors? Just because someone has a lot of people going into their stores or buying a lot of products doesn't mean they're any more profitable than you are. They may be discounting their pricing in order to draw the audience in, and in so doing, they have to sell a lot more products in order to reach the same level of profitability as you. But the problem is we don't know, do we? Until now. I now have access to software that allows me to look at the financial statements of companies, hundreds of thousands of companies. They're all anonymous, so there's no company name tied to any of the financial statements. But what the software that I use allows me to do is to go into those 100,000 names and pick out the ones that are in your industry, of similar revenue size as yours, and in the same geography. So we're comparing similar sized companies in the same geographic region. I can expand it to nationwide if that's of interest. But I find that most of my clients like to look at it, in our case, from the Southeastern perspective. How am I doing relative to all of my competitors in the Southeast? And what will come out of this analysis is I will identify for you all of the costs and incomes where you're higher than your competitors or lower than your competitors. Really valuable information to know. There might be wonderful reasons why your labor costs are higher than your competitors. You may have made a conscious decision to hire only the best, and you do that by offering them a little more than the average company does for the labor. On the other hand, if that's not your approach, you're trying to maintain an average cost and your labor costs are higher, that's something we need to look at. That's valuable information to know so that we can go in and start chiseling away some of those labor costs. So on the other hand, you might find that some of your costs are less than the average. And maybe there's some things we can do to raise those costs that will produce an offsetting or proportionally greater impact on your revenue. So there are lots of things that we can do with this report that I can generate for you. And if that's something that would be of interest to you. So beside this video is a link to my online calendar. Click on the link and let's schedule some time for no cost, no obligation conversation around how we can use this tool to help you get a better feel for how well your company is doing relative to your competitors. It's a very modestly priced service. I'd be glad to discuss that with you during the 30-minute, no cost, no obligation strategy conversation. I look forward to talking to you.